Okay. So we just got to do Pythagorean theorem for the first one.
Yeah, I do need to show my work though on the scratch paper.
Yeah, so what you need to do is you need to say 30 squared plus 80 squared equals x squared. I have a calculator right here, so we can do that.
Yeah,
And to work that out, you get 85.44. So the 85.4. So you get 7,300. So x is 85.4. And then for this one, you don't have to use Pythagorean theorem. You could use like well actually, yeah, you should. I mean it's a 36-90 ratio, but it says around. So x squared plus 12 squared
X
equals
plus
432.
576 or 57.6 on that.
But 576.
All right, and then
And then x will be where the square of that is, which is 20.8. Okay, so that's one and two.
yeah,
We're okay?
yeah, we're good.
Okay. There you want radical forms. So you have to use the ratios.
Yeah,
So if you forget, x root 2, or x 2x, and this is
wait, so both the shapes are in the problem, right?
yeah, we have to use one or the other. So that would be x and x. So x will be x if x root 2 is 45, because that's the hypotenuse, then x is 45 over root 2.
All right.
So it's 45 root 2 over 2. Then here, that's 14, 14, that's 14 root 2.
Hold on. Let me just get that.
That's 20. So this has to be 40.
Oh, just give me a second.
Take your time.
Just make a lot of outlines. Teacher doesn't get. All right, so four. So wait, where does four start?
So for number four, because you have 14 as the leg, and it's 45, 45, 90. So
Yeah,
isosceles triangle. So they also have 14,
yeah,
the leg, and then the hypotenuse is 14 root 2.
yeah.
And if you have 20 as the leg opposite 30 degrees, then the hypotenuse is 40, x would be 20 root 3.
Uh,
So you got 20 root 3
hold on.
and 40, 14 root 2, and 45 root 2 over 2.
Wait, so it'll be four. 14. So for five,
Yeah, for five, you're doing the 3690 ratio still.
all right, just give me a second.
Take your time. Actually, I just gotta check some real fast. I'll be right back. Okay, let me know if you're ready.
All right, just give me a second. I try to get it back. I'll be back there. All right, for five, I'm ready for. I've not got down five.
You got five down?
No, just give me a second.
Yeah.
Put the head down. Yeah, I did it.
So here, basically you're doing Pythagorean theorem.
Yeah.
I'll put a blank in 20 square. You want to see how they compare? So that's 64 plus 144, and that's 400. That's 208. So this is happening, right? When that happens, it's obtuse.
Yeah, I think I just need to write out like the right one. I don't think I need to show the work actually. So six is obtuse.
And of course, it may not be a triangle if before you square, if the biggest side is larger or greater than the sum of the other two sides, and it's
Yeah.
then triangle can't exist. For seven, No, triangle because 12.5. Those 13 is less than 26.
Yeah, and then 9 would be
For 9, for 8,
eight. It's a cute. I know it's a cute.
you start with 4 squared. That's 16. That's 18. So that's cute. Hmm. And then here, I think it's the right triangle.
Right. So for 9 it'll be
841. That's the right triangle.
yeah.
Okay. Hopefully that makes sense. All right. For here, um, you gotta use trigonometry. So you gotta show some work, dude. Like that's really what's has to happen. So cosine 16 degrees.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know this test. I was just like I didn't know anything I did. Uh, like a
Well, we've
day.
done this in Delta. We've done this in Alex.
Yeah, it was after it though. Like I knew it after. Like, after I took the test for some reason, because
Okay,
I thought the test was like I thought it was later than it actually was.
gotcha.
So I didn't exactly take studying too seriously. Mm.
8.6. In here, that's 22.5. Or 22.6 and round up.
Um, Good.
Okay, we're cool with that.
Yeah.
All right. Now here you're gonna have to do an inverse trig function. So you want to solve for angle B. Tangent of B to B is inverse tan. And here, cosine B is 7/39. Then you gotta work that out.
Uh,
79.7 degrees. It looks like you put some random numbers there.
Oh, what?
It looks like the
Oh,
numbers you put
yeah.
were pretty random.
Oh, yeah. I had put something down on the paper. I didn't really know how
Yeah.
to. So I'm like, I was put something down so I get some credit.
Yeah, but does that relationship make sense? Just SOHCAHTOA, right? Because tan is opposite of adjacent. That's why I did 14. Tan B is 14/8.
Yeah.
But cosine B, see if adjacent or hypotenuse.
Yeah. All right, so 14.
Okay, 14. The roof makes it okay. So that's 16 obviously right here. And that's 45 right here. So you can do a tangent again.
Yeah.
Yeah, work that out.
All right.
Go 70.4 degrees.
Yeah. All right. Let me get something to eat real quick. I'm kind of like, I don't know. My brain's not working right
Let's sugar slow.
now. Yeah.
Take your time. I'll pause the video. Okay, 38-foot tree, 16-foot shadow. Find the measure of the angle of elevation of the sun. So you want to call it theta. So tan theta is 30 over 16. Where that is. 67.2 degrees. Oh, it said nearest degree. So actually that'd be 7 degrees for this one. And 7 degrees for this one. Yeah. You're okay on that? We're good on that? Oh, I
Oh,
can't hear
yeah, I'm good.
you. Okay. Okay, now let's look at page 3. More word problems.
We just need the answer, but you go for these.
So yeah, so in this case, how tall is the cliff? So it's just more. This is clear all trig, right?
Yeah.
So call it x, and just solve for x. So the one around to nearest meter, so that'll be 350. $353.
All right.
Read this one carefully. Billy used a theodolite to map a region of land for his class in geomorphology to determine the elevation of vertical rock formation. He measures from the base of the formation's position and the angle between the ground and the line of sight to the top of the formation. Yeah, so yeah, same thing again. So these are really straightforward problems. So tangent 36 degrees.
For 17, all right.
So 31.2. That's 31 meters. Okay, we're okay there.
Oh, yeah.
So it's slanted, so probably oh, lost signs. Duh. Yeah, so if that's 14 degrees, 93 degrees, this has to then be 73 degrees.
Yeah.
Over 60 equals sine 14 degrees over x. Then you just cross multiply.
Yeah.
We get 15.17. And nearest tenth of a foot, so 15.2 feet. And then for log cosines, the formula goes like this. We'll call this B, because opposite angle B.
Yeah.
Work that out and square root it. You really should get 6.1.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's how that works.
All
Looks
right.
like you put 6.
Yeah.
Pretty close, but yeah. Um, did it give you the formulas? You have to memorize those formulas.
He's giving them us tomorrow because how many people struggled because he didn't give the formulas.
But he didn't give you the formula on this test.
He's giving next test though, yes.
Okay, okay, gotcha. Are you having a retest on this?
Nah, it's a different test though. But like
Okay.
he like learned like getting formulas. It's like
Yeah, again, same thing here. So you say sine of x degrees over 6 equals sine 38 degrees. This is what we call side-side angle. So there's something called the ambiguous case. We'll see if this applies. Maybe I don't need to really talk about it.
hmm.
That means that there could be two possibilities, but inverse sine. Shit. Yeah, I should get 12 points.
Yeah.
Well, first off, that's going to be sine x degrees. 6 x. 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 equals 0.217.
17.
So x screws will be the inverse sine of all that junk. Which would be 12.5 degrees.
All right, so 22.
So
There's no
12.6 degrees.
there's no 21 problem, it appears.
It's right here.
Oh, it is
Now that one you could just use the ratio. So if that's 8 root 3, that's 4 root 3. And that'd be 4 root 3 times root 3.
yeah.
Because you take the short leg multiply by root 3, so it becomes 4 times 3, which is 12. And if that's 12, then this is 24. That's 12 root 3 if you're curious. So you have, okay, we're cool with that.
Yeah.
Hit the home stretch here. The peak tram in Hong Kong connects two terminals, one at the base of the mountain, the other at the summit. The angle of elevation of the upper term or upper term from the lower terminal is about 50.5 degrees. This is on each line between the two terminals is 1365. On a line, how much higher above sea level is the upper terminal? Yeah, so this one the height. So it's just this. Don't overthink it.
All right.
And the line of sight, that's gonna be your hypotenuse. You just multiply both sides by 1365, tan 15.5. You get 378.
All right.
379 round to nearest meter. And lastly, for 23, the plane flying altitude 10,000 feet begins descending when at the end of the runway, which is 6,000 feet from a point on the ground directly below the plane. Find the measure of the angle of descent. So it's going to look like this.
Yeah.
That's the angle of descent. So if I call it theta, that's theta. And so we want to do tangent, which would be 10,000. Work it out. So you get 9. Let's say it's the nearest degree, so 9 degrees. Remember, that's for degrees, so putting 20,000 feet makes no sense. You might as well give an angle if you're gonna
Yeah.
guess, but yeah, you just weren't paying attention. So yeah, that's how you do it.
All right.
Um, so you don't have any more tests, just the final?
Yep.
Okay. So I will see you again Sunday, I think at 8 p.m. Let me double check.
All right. Sounds good.
I'll see here. It's May, yeah, 8 p.m., May 18th. So yep, I think we're all set.
All right. Sounds good. See you.
Cool. I'll see you. Goodbye.